What's up, Laker Nation, man? Welcome back, guys. Feels like forever. I know it's only been a week since All-Star break, but man, it feels eternal, man. I missed you guys. Welcome back to the live stream as we get set for this pregame. Dallas Mavericks versus Los Angeles Lakers. Should be a good one. Little minor update. Lonzo Ball is back finally. Thank God he's well and ready to go. He is going to be on minute restrictions tonight. But he is back, so I'm glad to say Lonzo's back, and I can't wait to see how he does. What's up, everybody? Welcome back, man. Man, we're finally back. Yes, sir. Welcome, everybody, to the live stream, man. Super hyped to be covering the game tonight with you guys. As you guys already might have heard, Lonzo Ball is back. He's going to be on limited minute restrictions, but he is going to see the court. They're not sure yet if he's going to start or actually if he's going to, come off the bench maybe at first. I'm not sure. So it's up to Luke Walton, whatever he decides. But I hope he starts, man, because we're going to need him. Final stretch of the season, guys. We have about, 25 games left or something like that? Last stretch of the season, the last third. Yeah, man, it does seem like forever, man. Welcome back, everybody. I know, right? Man, this All-Star break took long, but you know what? I'm guessing the players really needed it, to heal their bodies and minds and just come back ready to make this push, man. It's been a while, man. It's been a minute. I've been working hard. Just getting ready, man. Getting ready for tonight. Tonight is the big night. Lonzo's back. Very excited, guys. Yeah, man. It almost feels like I'm going to hate it this summer because if we don't make the playoffs again, it's going to feel eternal. It always feels eternal to me. I'm sure it feels eternal to you guys, man, but it sucks. But, yeah, we're back, baby, and we're ready to go. So now, tonight we get set to face the Mavericks at 7:30 Pacific time at Staples Center. That's going to be a game where, it turns out Mark Cuban out at the Mavs recently got fined because he said they should be tanking. So, probably they are tanking. What's up, Alfonso? How you doing, brother? So they're probably tanking. However, the players never tank, so they still have to bring their A game, and we got to win these games, man. We already lost one to the Mavs, and that's unfortunate. We shouldn't be losing to these type of teams if we want any shot at the playoffs. So these are games we need. What's up, Malibu? How you doing, bro? Was just chatting with him on Instagram. Great Laker fan. Enjoy your week off, then. Man, I missed the Lakers, bro. I missed all of you guys as well. So it felt really long, but we back, baby. We back. What's up, Anthony? And I got to say, tonight, what I want to see out of Lonzo is just for him to, maintain his health and not push himself too hard. But hopefully he contributes in a way that, he'll still impact us positively. And I want to see how the dynamic of the full team together will look, because it changes. This gives us a facelift. This changes the look of our roster. Now we got Lonzo running point with Isaiah Thomas coming off the bench. Now, unfortunately, it looks like Channing Frye's still out. He had, I forgot what kind of surgery he had. I don't want to misquote it, but Dan, how do we fix our defensive issues? You know what? It starts from the middle, man, because I feel like when they penetrate easily and they're able to kick it from there or finish over our bigs, then it's really tough. However, if we can, limit penetration and also, limit the turnovers and limit fast break points. Also, the three-point line with the Mavericks, you have to watch out. So I know it's been a while, Omar. I see you, brother. It's been a while, but we're back, man, and we're ready to go. Tonight's kickoff, 7:30. Last game, we got killed by Wesley Matthews. We got killed by Dennis Smith. Dirk Nowitzki still doing work. So why is Lonzo out tomorrow? Because he's just coming back from injuries, and he's on a minute restriction, Josh. So we're going to win tonight. That's right, Brian. Yeah, we need to win. We need to win the next 3 or 4 games in a row because, seriously, if we don't start winning, 25 games left, we're not going to catch up. So we need everyone we can just get right now. Try to get to 30 as soon as possible, and then from there, just fight as hard as possible, man. Good to see you too, Prince. I see you, brother. How you been, man? What's up, Anthony? Welcome back, everybody. It's been a while. I already know. It felt eternal, but it's going to, like I was telling people, man, it's going to feel even worse come summertime, especially if we don't make the playoffs. It's going to seem eternal. I'm so tired of not making the playoffs. So hopefully we can make a nice little run here, and we'll see what happens. Lonzo is soft, man. Kobe would be playing on this injury weeks ago. It's not even Lonzo. See, Lonzo would have been playing, but they're just protecting him, especially with all the torn ACLs this season. You know what happened with Boogie, what happened with Porzingis. So they're trying to make sure that he's good. What's up, Matt? How you doing, brother? Must win, Dan. No ifs, ands about it. Yeah, I agree, man. We definitely got to take it. But it's going to be crucial that we don't take this team lightly. Even though the front office wants them to tank, players don't take that very kindly. And, they're going to give it their all. They're going to give it their best, and they're going to try to win. So the Lakers got to come out ready, they got to come out with a puncher's chance and just ready to attack from the very beginning, man. If not, then, it could be a dangerous game. We don't want to let them believe they can win. We want to come out and punch them in the mouth from the get. Definitely got to protect home court. I agree, Rooster. Definitely got to protect home court. And, let's do it, man. Dan, you play Fortnite? Is that the Pirates game? I just downloaded it. If that's the one, I just downloaded. No, actually, that's Thief's End. Or what is it called, actually? I forgot, but I'm not sure which game you're talking about. If that's the new Pirates game that just came out for the beta, then I just downloaded it. Haven't played it yet, but I haven't had time. But as soon as I get time, man. Mavs and Kings back to back is easy because they both tanking, so no excuses. Well, no game is easy. That's just the thing. The front office might be tanking. They might play a weird substitution pattern to help them lose. However, the players, they don't tank ever, man, because they know that a draft pick can take their job. I mean, look at D'Angelo Russell, for example, right? Alonzo took his spot. So I got to tell you, they don't tank. Players don't tank. As a matter of fact, they might play even harder with a chip on their shoulder. However, their front office is going to try to put them in position to lose, and we have to take advantage of that. We have to capitalize. We have to come out with a sense of urgency, not relax with our shoulders back. We have to fight for every rebound, get back on every possession, and just take care of the basketball, man, and hit our free throws. So those are the key points. Also, Dirk Nowitzki on pick and roll. Seriously, man, we got to make sure we don't go small on him. We can't be switching out Isaiah Thomas on him if he comes off the bench. So we got to win, right? These are games we've been stuck on 23 for the last couple of games. So we have to get to the 24th victory and build from there. Keep building 25, 26, 27, so on and so forth. Once we get over 30, then, it should be, I won't say a cakewalk, but we should be looking at an even playing field. Once we get to 30, let's say we get to 30 by next week, that would be great, ideal. If we don't, the longest it should take is 2 weeks to get to 30. If we don't get to 30 in 2 weeks, guys, we're not making the playoffs. Plain and simple. The season, we're on the short end of it, the back end of the season, 25 games left for us. So if we can get, 15 out of these last 25, then we're going to have a decent chance of making the playoffs. However, the goal should be 19-6. That should be the goal. So that's the best chance we have at ending at 42 games this season, right? If we can go 19-6. However, I know that is tough to do for a young team, and I know we've been struggling to close out, whacker teams. We actually do a lot better when we play upwards of the competition, like when we play the Rockets, when we play the Warriors. We're actually more engaged and focused, but we need to bring that same kind of intensity to this game tonight. 20-5, not 19-6. Yeah, I mean, that'd be better, but I mean, just to be above 500, we need 19-6, bro. Dan, should we trade for Kawhi? Oh man, I knew this question was coming today. Honestly, I just don't see the Spurs letting Kawhi go like that. I feel like they're a grade A organization, okay? They're a class organization. I know they've been having some problems with the whole injury, but I just feel like they're going to fix their issues. They'd be really, really stupid to let him go in his prime. Kawhi, he's a heck of a player. Yes, I would go after him. However, I wouldn't give up more than, I wouldn't give up nothing major from the future. But, I mean, if he's going to be a free agent in 2019, why not wait? Dan, have you heard Lonzo's album? Yeah, man, I have. It's decent. Very monotonic for me. For my personal liking, I'm not a huge fan. There's maybe like one or two songs that I might actually give a second listen to. But, yeah, not the best, personally. That's your opinion, man. You're entitled to it. We can go 19-6. If we can go 19-6, Bill, that would be great. That would be great. Then we have a decent shot at the playoffs. I'll say that. That would end our record at 42-40, and we'd be above 500 for the first time in 5 years. So I'd be stoked. I'd be hyped, and we'd end the season on a high note, regardless of whatever happens. Even if we end up, being on the outside looking in, we're at least gonna have a good shot. So, exactly, I agree. I agree, 09. Yeah, I don't want Gasol back anymore. I mean, he's way past his prime. He doesn't play any defense, so we need some defense. Dan, Josh Hart better start. I know, right? That's the big question. If Lonzo does start, it's gonna be interesting to see if Luke does what we all predict he's gonna do, which is move Josh Hart to the bench and keep KCP there, or is he going to do the right move and start Josh Hart along with Lonzo, who I think would be a great backcourt, both on the defensive end and on the offensive side? Hey, how you doing, brother? Bob's TV, I see you, bro, from the Philippines. Shout out to the Philippines, man. Damn, we won't go 19-6 because Puke Walton, remember? Yeah, I know, but, you always got to keep hope alive. I understand that the coach and the coaching staff is not really helping out our cause. However, you always got to keep hope alive. Maybe Lonzo will come back and bring us a spark. Julius Randle continues to ball out. Maybe Ingram steps his game up even another level, and Isaiah Thomas starts living up to my expectations for him. Then maybe, man. Yo, Dan, should Powell retire a Laker? Again, I've answered this question, man. Honestly, I don't think they should retire his jersey. Now, if he wants to come and take like a veteran's minimum to come off the bench or something, then I have no problem with it. But personally, I wouldn't retire his jersey. I get it. He's a champion, man. He's always going to be remembered. But there's plenty of other champions that, like Lamar Odom, for example. I would probably retire Lamar Odom's jersey before I do Pau Gasol. And I wouldn't really retire Lamar's jersey neither, because they were great role players. But I don't know. I don't know if they were the legends that are hanging from the rafters currently. So, Dan, you think Isaiah Thomas will be much better now that he has had time to get in our system? It's not even about the system with Isaiah Thomas. It's really his health. We saw the first game, he did really well. Second game, not so well offensively, but he was still playmaking. The one thing he has for himself is he can playmake regardless of whatever the system is or how healthy he is. That's one thing he has. If his shot's not falling, I expect him to make the adjustment and impact the game by playmaking and doing other stuff. He had great chemistry with Zubats. By the way, great point. Ivica Zubats, man, he definitely needs to get some PT after what he showed last game. He still has skills, man. He's still raw, but him and Thomas Bryant need some minutes. So I hope the Lakers give our young players the minutes they deserve at the final stretch of the season, right? How much are the Lakers winning by tonight? Hopefully 10. 10 plus would be great. But we'll see. If Pierce gets his jersey retired, Powell does too. LMAO. Well, I mean that's a different topic. That's a different topic, man. They drafted Pierce, and he basically is the reason that they built the big three there in Boston. So I can see why they would want to retire his jersey. But yeah, to me, he's not legendary at all. To me, he's just an all-star, and he didn't really lead them to a championship per se. To me, it was more the impact that KG and Rondo had that led them to that championship. But I don't even want to talk about that. It grosses me out. Good to see you too, brother. How you doing, man? Laker fan forever. I see you, bro. Yo, Dan, would you rather have LeBron James, PG, or Kawhi and PG? Of course, Kawhi and PG. They're both in their prime, and they fit our timeline with our young talent better. But we'll see what happens. I'm open-minded. I do know this. Lakers Nation, embrace yourself. I'm sorry, I said embrace yourself. Brace yourself, because either this summer or next, we're going to max out. Meaning, I don't expect us to have a max slot available after 2019. We might sign one or two this offseason, or one this offseason and the other one next offseason, or just both next offseason. But I expect this to be, capped out by that season. So brace yourselves, guys, because we're going to get one of these players. It's going to be either Kawhi via trade. Hopefully not, because I don't want to give up too much, and he's worth a lot. So Kawhi via trade or Kawhi via free agency. It'll be Paul George via free agency, LeBron James via free agency, or it could be any of these. It might even be Klay Thompson via free agency. So we just don't know who it's going to be, but we are going to get some. I can almost guarantee that we're going to get somebody, man. The cards are lining up. I think All-Star Game, it didn't hurt our cause for sure. All the stars got to come here and see how beautiful LA is. They got to experience it with their friends and family. I think it's going to be an interesting offseason. And who knows? Maybe a surprise trade will happen. Maybe we might land Anthony Davis, like Kevin King says. Maybe we might not. But I'm open-minded, guys, and I'm ready to for the next chapter in this Laker chapter book. I know it's going to be a glorious one, and I can't wait. We're getting close to that. In the next 2 years, we will become a contender. I feel it, guys. It's coming. Just stay patient and just embrace the rebuild right now, because like I said, later on we're gonna be on top and we're gonna be looking down. Right now we're still in the bottom looking up, but we're climbing our way up that hill for sure. Dan, can we still sign 2 max if we re-sign Randall? I'm not sure how that's gonna work. However, I believe if we re-sign the 2 max first, and then I think we can go over the cap to re-sign our own player. But I'm not even sure how that works, honestly. You might have to take a pay cut. Dan, do we keep Randall? To answer your question, Malibu, that depends on how free agency looks and how much he's commanding on the market. He's been great for us this second half of the season, and he's taken his game to another level. He's taken his game to the level we expect him to play at coming out of Kentucky, right? And I get it. We have high expectations, and they're young players. It takes time to develop, but I think he's finally starting to hit his stride, and it's going to be a good test these final 25 games to see if he continues, taking that next step forward. Jokic is only 23 and he's already a star. Yeah, man, Jokic is very, very good. Very, very good young player. And he benefits from, Denver's style of play. They have shooters everywhere, so he has passing options. He isolates in the post, and he has great post moves and footwork, and he has soft touch. So, yeah, that's a very bright young player with a bright future. Would you let Randall walk for LeBron? Yeah, I would. I'm not a huge fan of LeBron, but I know the impact he brings and the free agent package he's going to bring with him. I mean, if we get LeBron, we're basically guaranteeing, almost guaranteeing Paul George, and we'd have the 2 All-Stars. And then we're also guaranteed to get players at a discount because guys want to play with LeBron. And I'm talking about shooters, maybe Kyle Korver type players that we can use. So, very excited. It's D'Lo's birthday, is it? Oh, happy birthday to D'Lo, man. I see him hooping from time to time. I don't tune in too much, but from time to time I check the highlights for D'Angelo. I'm always attached to these young players that we drafted, so I'm always checking the highlights. I was watching the highlights yesterday from the Cavs game. It was their first loss since the trade. I saw Jordan Clarkson still doing decent, and Nance as well, so I'm happy for them all. For reals, yeah, that would be great if we can get this win, man. If the Lakers start out slow next season, does Luke lose his job start of the season? I mean, Luke can be on his exit if a free agent wants a different coach immediately. I imagine the Lakers are willing to do anything and everything to get a max contract this summer and next. So it depends on the free agent and what kind of relationship they have with Luke, or if they want another coach potentially. And a lot's going to depend on how well he coaches to end these last 25 games, because it's going to be the last impression they get of Luke. So we'll see, man. Hey, I see you, Jay. Yo, big dog, Compton represent. You think Klay is a good fit here without a true number 1 on our squad? You know what? Klay Thompson's always going to be a Robin to somebody's Batman. And right now, he's not even Robin. Right now, he's Batgirl. He's like the 3rd option. So, I can definitely see him leaving to become a 2nd option or try to become a 1st option. But yeah, he could definitely fit in with Lonzo and the supporting cast. The cast we have right now, we could definitely use a shooter like Klay. And by the way, Klay could defend really well, especially in the playoffs. So yeah, he could fit in. I like him. Do I love him? No. I preferred Paul George because I think Paul George is a better overall scorer and defender. I get it. Klay has a better jump shot, and he would fit a little bit better with Lonzo. But I think the bigger impact, I think Paul George will make the bigger impact. The dunk contest was not that good this year. I agree. It was a little predictable. A lot of windmills, a lot of through the leg stuff. Well, not even through the leg stuff, just windmills and off the backboard stuff. But I was very proud of Larry. I thought he should have won personally, but I'm not mad that Donovan Mitchell won it. Yeah, man, I was proud of Larry. Repping for his pops. So that was nice to watch. Do you think a deal is done behind closed doors with our max slots? Potentially, because when they've been asking Magic Johnson how comfortable or how confident he is that he can land a max contract, he always says he's very confident. So potentially, I know there's a lot of things that get done behind closed doors that people never know about, that even agents don't find out about till like later on in the year after it happens. You know, like LeBron when he went to Miami, him, Wade, and Chris Bosh were, you know, conspiring this throughout the whole season. So, I mean, some planning has to be done ahead of time. Nothing is done last moment, ever. Especially when it comes to guys' career decisions. It's rare when they... Do you really expect me to believe that Paul George and LeBron are going to be sitting there in free agency, like, waiting to make their decision at the very last second and aren't going to include their family's opinions? Or, you know, I doubt it. So, it takes time. It takes convincing. And it's like when you purchase a car, you don't make the decision right away, right? Especially if you're getting it from a dealer. You talk to your family. You make sure that, you know, everything's in order for you to make that purchase, that you're going to be set for the next couple of years. So same thing, man. When free agents, I think when they make their decisions, they kind of already know where they're going ahead of time. And I think we're not that far away from July. So most likely free agents by now have a good idea of where they're going. They've talked things out with their family and friends. You know, they're going to decide whatever is good for them. So very excited though for free agency. I have a lot of expectations for Magic and Rob. I think this is where so far they haven't let me down. I predicted a trade to happen at the trade deadline. I didn't think they were going to leave us high and dry, even though these reports were coming out at the very end that almost made me change my mind. But I thought Magic and Rob, you know, they've been spot on. They've been making moves. They haven't been sitting on their hands like Mitch and Jim were, and they've done all the right things to clear cap and put us in position to be successful for the next couple of years without gutting the whole roster, right? So, you know, I'm very happy. What do you think Larry is getting his dad's retired number? I think that's great, man. Larry Nance, you know, rep for your father, man, very admirable. We live in an era where everybody tries to step out of their family member's shadow, and everybody wants to have an identity and be all unique and special. But in reality, you know, we should always be proud to represent our family members and our, you know, whoever's close to us, you know. How do you feel about Kuzma's name with the NCAA BS? You know, that's a great question. I was talking to my girl about this. I think it was earlier today. I think the NCAA has been taking advantage of athletes for the longest, and I think they should get paid. You know, they make millions of dollars every year off of revenue, off of ticket sales, all kinds of stuff. And, you know, why can't they break bread? Why can't they share that with the people that are making them the money? I mean, it drives me nuts. But, yeah, it's ridiculous, man. We'll see what happens with that. I'm not worried about it. You know, power to the players. Yeah, who wouldn't take money? Especially if you're needed, right? If you're like, you need money. It's hard to go to college, pay for your tuition, and then on top of that, you got to pay rent and all this extra stuff. It's like, dude, like, unless you have a job on the side, then it's really, really tough, right? And when you're an athlete, you want to focus on that. You want to focus on school and on athletics, right? So, I understand their pain, and I get it. I get why it's a struggle, but it's really, like I said, the NCAA is just full of it, man. Hey, how you doing, Showtime? Been a minute, right? Yeah, man, it feels that way. Like, this kind of prepared me for how the summer's going to be for me. I got to keep myself busy, man, over the summer. Of course, I'm going to be making tons of videos for you guys to bring content, so definitely subscribe if you haven't. But, yeah, man, we got to stay busy because it's going to be a long summer, especially if we don't make the playoffs. So, hopefully we can make them, and that way it takes up at least another couple of weeks because, man, summer feels long. I know it's only like 5 months, but still, it feels eternal when the Lakers aren't in the playoffs. So, I cross my fingers and hope they make it, but I know it's a long shot as of now. They said Kuz got 9K. Come on. It's a $1 billion moneymaker. Yeah, exactly, man. I'm not even worried about it. Dan, what do you think Randall is gone over the summer? Do you think Randall's gone over the summer? Not sure, man. Honestly, I don't know. Depends on free agency and how the landscape is looking. Ask me again during the summer and I'll tell you, man. Always good to see you too, Albert. Thanks, brother. What's up, LA Forever? How you doing, man? Hope you guys had a great All-Star weekend, man. I know it's been a while, but we back. Kuzma's living life for reals. This ain't nothing but a dent. Last year of no playoffs, Dan, power through. Man, I hope it's not a non-playoff year. I really want us to make the playoffs. However, there's a huge upside even if we miss the playoffs. You know, we got to at least let these players develop and you know we already have the cap space plus a draft pick. So I will go to sleep easy knowing that next year is the actual year. But yeah, man, how you doing, Joe? How you doing, brother? They are not gonna spend 15 to 20 mil on Randall. More likely sign and trade. Yeah, I agree, Kevin King, but I don't wanna jump on that lane yet because I feel like I really feel like the Lakers are gonna land 1 to 2 max free agents, and if so, that really increases the chances of us keeping Randall. However, if we whiff again in free agency and we have to like give a 1-year contract, then I think Randall will look for a max contract elsewhere. So it depends, man. Yeah, especially with Kuzma there. Yeah, we're set with Kuzma. I really love that kid from Michigan State, but I see he continues to rise on the draft board. So I had my eye on him since last year, and we'll see what happens there. But I know Magic is a fan of him as well, and we'll see what happens. But this is a deep draft. I'm happy we have a chip in the field, you know, and we can see what happens. Hey, Dad, good to see you. Let's make this playoffs. No more of this. Take it easy. We got to do it. It's a new time. We got this. Yeah, Luis, that'd be great. Good to see you too, bro. That would be great if we make the playoffs. However, I'm not going to be all super negative if we don't. I got plenty of content for you guys all summer long. I got you guys, man. Dan, do you think Kobe gets no love because he broke too many fans' hearts? Kobe gets love where I'm from. I don't know where you're from, bro. I understand that he gets a lot of hate as well, but you know what? When you're great, when you're really great at something, you're going to get a lot of haters as well as love. So, what's up, Addison? How you doing, brother? Dan, would you package Randall and Deng together? Yeah, to get rid of Deng, unfortunately, I think I would, because that would give us even that much more flexibility. However, if it's not necessary to get rid of Randall and we can sign 2 max free agents, we find a way around it, then we can always bring him back. I'd rather hold on to our assets. I feel like we already parted with enough. I feel like D'Angelo, Russell, Clarkson, and Nance is already enough. Anything over that would be too much for me. Can't wait to see these young kids do their thing. Me too, man. I'm excited for tonight. I know Lonzo's on restricted minutes tonight, but still got to be happy for him, man. He's making his way back. You know, we'll see. Kobe love, definitely, man. Yeah, we love Kobe. I agree, Addison. Kobe is an icon, man. He's hanging all over my wall. You know, he's just an animal, man. He's somebody I have always looked up to. You guys know the story. I'm not gonna repeat it, but he's the only athlete or actor or anything like that I ever looked up to is Kobe Bryant because of his work ethic and just his demeanor. He doesn't care if he makes friends or not. This guy is just gonna be as real as it gets and just work on his craft till he perfects it. And he darn near almost perfected the craft, man. He was pretty close to a perfect player. Had no weaknesses. You know, great defender. Insane offensive player with so much versatility. So I wish more NBA players took the game that serious, you know. But everybody nowadays is more about, you know, taking selfies and having a good time. Even the great Joel Embiid is such a troll that I can't even take him that serious. But you gotta love their talent, man. It's too bad they don't get serious and just go 100. Because if they did, they'd be scary players. What will Lonzo Ball's stats be? That's a good question, Matt. However, I can't really answer that because I don't even know what his minute restriction is tonight. It could be, 15 minutes or something like that. So if he's really restricted, he might not put up much. But I'd be happy with him making a positive impact on the game. That's it. Hey, Dan, did you see the interview between Kobe and Shaq? It's awesome. You should watch it if you haven't. Yeah, man, I seen it on All-Star Weekend. It was on Saturday, and I already kind of covered it a little bit. If you guys weren't with us in the live stream, we pretty much covered the dunk contest, and it was pretty fun, man. We were live reactions, and the fans got involved. We were all rating the dunks, so that was cool. If we don't sign big this summer, you think we should get better role players to help the future signings? Yeah, we can do 1 or 2 maybe role player signings. You can't really you don't want to get too many role players because you want to focus on those big contracts and you want to save most of your money for those big contracts. So. Was Shaq crying? Nah, Shaq didn't cry. They tried to play it tough, but you know, those guys were funny, man. They were telling stories. They told a funny story about how when they went to Sacramento, Game 7 in that series, when they got there to Arco Arena, all the fans were mooning them. So when they got victory and they left on Game 7, they mooned the fans back. So that was a great story. Can you imagine 7-footers mooning a bunch of people, man? That must have been funny. So much love right back to you, brother. Shaq admitted he was lazy and who relied on Kobe, LOL, then got mad at Charles Barkley for telling the truth. Yeah, that was before the interview. That was pretty funny too. Dan, is Lonzo playing? Yes, sir. He's back officially. But we don't know how many minutes or if he's going to start yet. So unless an update comes in here on my timeline, then I won't be able to report it before the game. However, we'll see right now. We're gonna find out here shortly to see if Lonzo. See, it says Luke Walton. The latest update I read was 50 minutes ago. It said Luke Walton said he's still deciding if Lonzo will start or come off the bench. Regardless, there's a hard cap on his minutes, so he's not really gonna play too much, you know. But we definitely got to beat these Mavericks for sure. These are these tanking teams that we absolutely have to beat and destroy. Not just beat, we have to annihilate. So hopefully this is a confidence building game and we continue building from here. Remember, this would be barely our 24th victory, and we'd be 6 away from 30, which is, I think once we reach 30, we're going to realize that, we can win more games and hopefully, hit our stride. How about Fergie's national anthem? You know what, man? That was her rendition. I'm not going to criticize her. She seems to be a good person, so I'm not really going to get into that, the whole Fergie thing. That's her rendition, whether you liked it or not. It is what it is. It was her moment. She did her thing, so. Dang is going to get some minutes tonight. Just kidding. Hopefully not, man. I never want to see Dang wear purple and gold again, bro. That was atrocious, man. Dang might go down as the biggest thief to ever walk Staples Center. Seriously. And that's crazy. Like, this guy, he went from being a very decent player, very, very good player. By the way, I was never too sold on Lil Dang. Never really wanted him. But I knew he could contribute positively. So when the signing occurred, everybody made it look like it was an okay thing because of the inflation. I was furious with the Mozgov signing as well. I was not happy. I wish I was streaming back then so you guys could have seen me voice my frustration and you guys could have comforted me because I was upset. But I knew right then and there what Mitch and Jim were doing. They were basically sabotaging the franchise because they knew their timeline was coming to an end. And, they were going to set us off with problems for the future. That way the next person can't just come in here and succeed, right? So basically what Mitch and Jim did, and this is why I despise Mitch as well, is they tried to, instead of leaving the franchise off in a better position for the love of the Lakers, like Sam Hinkie did, they wanted to go out with a bang and kind of screw us over. Much love right back to you, Maximilian. So, yeah, they tried to screw us over for the future, and leave us capped out with a bunch of bummy players and some good young up-and-coming talent, but they knew it would take several years, so they sabotaged us, man, and it's unfortunate. Can you imagine if Kobe did leave to Chicago? Jerry West was too smart. He knew that Kobe hadn't reached his potential yet, and we would win more championships with Kobe than Shaq, so he had to make a choice at the time, and he made the right one. We wouldn't probably be speaking as highly about Jerry Buss if it wasn't for that choice he made. That choice just showed his genius. I mean, I remember having this debate with my brother when we knew Kobe or Shaq had to go because their egos were getting in each other's way. My brother used to tell me he liked Shaq, and I told him, hey, Kobe's going to be younger. I feel like Kobe can still get better. I feel like Kobe can dominate this league. And I was right, So I don't know if he remembers that conversation, but I remember having that with him, and he used to love Shaq because he used to love Kobe as well. But I remember Shaq was so dominant that he thought, he could lead us to the promised land more times. But however, Kobe was younger. He was raw still. He hadn't maxed out, but you could see his work ethic. He was just gonna be great, man. He was just gonna be great. Dan, we miss it to go off tonight. Oh, we need it to go off tonight. Right. I agree, man. Isaiah Thomas, I hope he comes back to form before the season ends so we can see his true potential because I loved Isaiah Thomas when he was in healthy condition. He was balling out, man. Even with you could see how good he was going to be with the Sacramento Kings. So I wanted to sign him since then. So it's unfortunate that you're good, bro. It's unfortunate that Mitch and Jim did it, but it kind of worked out in the long term because we got a lot of young talent, anyways. Mitch is a decent GM. He wanted his job so bad that he did what Jim wanted him to do, which ruins his legacy as a GM. I understand that, but see, I'm of the mindset that once you cross the Lakers, I'm done with you, man. Same thing happened with LeVar. I supported LeVar up until the very end, and then he decided to throw the Lakers in his mouth and try to sabotage us too by saying, oh, my son's not going to re-sign with you guys if you don't sign my other two boys. So I was done with him as well. So same thing with Mitch. Basically, there's so many excuses you can make for a person, but at the end of the day, they made the choice. He could have, what Mitch Kupchak should have done is, hey, I'm not going to sabotage this franchise who has given me an opportunity. I'd rather step down if that's the case, We'll see. Dan, my girl's getting too fat. How do I tell her to stop eating? Oh, man. No, that's not nice. Man, you got to be nice to your girl, man. You got to love her and treat her right, man. It don't matter how big she is. The best way to encourage somebody is to work out with them, and push each other, man, because, as you get older, your metabolism starts slowing down, and that could be you next. So just encourage her, man, love her, and respect her, and just treat her right. You good, bro. Yeah, that was a random question. That kind of took me by surprise, too. I was like, oh, my goodness. But hey, if people want advice, I got you, man. Don't matter whether it's basketball related or not. I will do my best. Was this the love connection? Could be, man. It could be. If you need advice, holler at your boy, man. I got you, bro. I've been with my girl for about 6 years now, so yes, it is a love connection. It's all about respect and loving the person, man, because you don't want to take nothing for granted. One day you have somebody, the next day you might not. So just love and cherish and enjoy each other for as long as possible. But yeah, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for me. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. It's always fun talking to you guys, even you clowns that are always saying funny stuff to me. So you guys make my day sometimes. But I appreciate you guys, man. Catch me on a post-game show. Won't be doing halftimes anymore because I got stuff to do in between to set up the computer, make sure I always give you guys the best quality and stuff. But unless something crazy happens at the half, then you most likely won't see me till the post game. But again, appreciate you guys, man. Feels like forever. And I'm glad to be back, and I'm glad that we got Laker basketball back because, man, seriously, Lakers are my life. Catch you guys after the post game, man. Peace out.